And our last speaker here for this session is well known in Newburyport. He's the president of the Chamber of Commerce, was, I believe, quite an athlete here in his day, and has been a great supporter of this event and, of course, the commercial endeavors of the businesses, both in Newburyport and the region. So I'd like to welcome Frank, and then Frank Cousins, and then ask him to introduce the student poetry that will follow right behind him. Thanks.
Thank you. Good evening. It's a great pleasure to be here tonight, and I just want to first of all thank Bill and the group for the Expo today. I think it's really a great idea, and it's been very, very rewarding for everybody to take some time to get around and see all the different presentations here. I just want to touch on a couple of points which I think are important. One, we at the Chamber of Commerce have many partners that promote green energy and really promote the environment and good things. And one of them is Energy Source, who is here today and put a presentation on. They have worked very closely with us, and today down at the Chamber office they just went through and changed all of our lighting and put some new efficiency with our lighting in place, and we're really happy about that. We can all see well, but more importantly, they'll cut down some of the power that we're using. And they're also doing that with a lot of the businesses out in our industrial park. So on our webpage, you'll be able to look for some of the different companies that have employment opportunities, and I think it'll be great. The other thing I just want to piggyback on is a little bit of what our leader, Mayor Donna Holliday, spoke about. We're very fortunate at the Chamber to have, earlier this year, to have our state representative and our state senator speak about the important issues that they're working on Beacon Hill on behalf of us around the environment, around clean water, and the very important things that they're working on. And that was very informative to all of our members, and they found it really important to understand those issues, but more importantly, to be supportive of them. Also, Mayor Holliday comes to all of our Economic Development Action Committee meetings, and she was just recently at last meeting along with John McCone, who came from the Merrimack watershed, and really spoke about the importance of clean water and what's happening to our Merrimack River. And that was very, very important. Mark Griffin chairs that committee for us, and clearly all of our membership is very supportive of both of the pieces of legislation that Senator Zoglia talked about and Representative Kelkhorst, but more importantly, our mayor being in Washington, being in Boston, and out to San Francisco for climate control to speak about those issues and support them on those points. So I think it's very, very important. And the other thing I want to say in closing, it's nice to hear the superintendent. You know, I am a product of Newburyport High School and Newburyport schools. One of the first times that I spoke publicly was in 1970. I was 12 years old. I grew up in Newburyport, down on Water Street. I love the Merrimack River. I love Plum Island. It's one of the great things I do on a daily basis, to ride down there and look at the Great Marsh and enjoy what is taking place there. And I got to speak in 1970 about the importance of a good sewage plant and a good, clean, safe river to swim and boat in. And like Councilor Tonta said, I am not one of those individuals that's tired of fighting for what is important. And clearly it's great to have these young people come up, and they're going to do a little poetry presentation from our schools, but more importantly, to understand the importance of good leadership and a vision that all of us have in the city of Newburyport, and really to make our community and what also goes on upriver, which I think the mayor has been very, very clear about. So I'm very proud to play a small part in this. I think it's great that we'll close out this session with the young people to speak and do some poetry presentations. So I'll call on, Bill's got the point for me here. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to call on the Newburyport High School student environmental poetry. The Newburyport High School students, Caroline Tinneman, Alicia Keith, both of them are juniors. Cami Gagnon is also a junior. Emma Keith, a sophomore. They're all students at Newburyport High School. They're going to be using poetry as an activist tool to raise environmental concerns. And I think it's great that we have wonderful leadership in our schools to have them come up. So I'd like to call them up to put their presentation on.